My wife took all the money from our bank account and left me for her gym trainer. She said, "You're obese, boring, and broke. He's everything you'll never be." While she tossed our wedding ring in the trash, I just nodded. 6 days later, she was banging on my door, upset and feeling betrayed. I never thought I'd share this, but I need to get it off my chest. The past week has been like a dream, and writing it down might help me understand everything that's happened. My wife, Ella, 31, and I, 34, have been married for 6 years. We met through friends, dated for 2 years, and had a small wedding with close family and friends. We weren't rich, but we were okay, renting a nice 2-bedroom apartment, both working steady jobs, and saving for our own home someday. The first sign something was wrong came about 8 months ago when Ella started going to a new gym nearby. It wasn't fancy, just a regular chain gym. She had never really liked working out, but suddenly she was going 4 to 5 times a week. At first I was happy for her. She seemed more alive and confident. Then there was Dale, 28, her personal trainer. Looking back, I should have noticed the signs. Every conversation had something about "Dale says" or "Dale taught me." She would come home talking about how inspiring he was and how he had changed his life. I work hard, usually putting in 10-hour days. I'm not overweight, but I'm not exactly exercising 5 times a week either. Ella started making little comments. First just suggestions about my food, then direct insults about how I looked. She'd say, "Dale says abs are made in the kitchen," while watching me eat my lunch. Or "Dale thinks people don't realize how unhealthy their eating habits are." About 3 months ago, things got worse. She started going to the gym twice a day, sometimes in the morning and again at night. When I asked about the extra cost of all these personal training sessions, she got defensive. "I'm investing in myself," she'd snap, "unlike some people." Last Tuesday, I got home early because work finished ahead of time. As I entered, I heard Ella talking on the phone in our bedroom. "I know, baby, soon. He doesn't suspect anything. You're right. He's too dumb to even notice." My stomach sank. I stood there frozen while she continued talking, not knowing I was there. She was laughing about me, saying how I didn't notice her changing her password and how foolish it was that I trusted her so much. I waited until she left for the gym that evening, then checked our joint account. 6 years of savings, $28,000. We'd saved for a house, gone, transferred out that morning. When she came home that night, I was sitting in the kitchen. No big fight. I just looked at her and said, "I heard you on the phone. I know about Dale. Do you know what she did?" She laughed, actually laughed at me. "Finally figured it out, huh?" she said. She took off her wedding ring. "You're so boring, so predictable. Dale's everything you're not. Driven, ambitious, actually takes care of himself." She threw the ring in the trash. "You can keep this place. Dale's got a home for us." I stayed quiet, watching her pack her fancy gym bags. Now I knew who bought those. She kept talking, getting meaner with every word. How Dale understood her, how I held her back, how she deserved better than a boring nobody like me. "The money?" I finally asked. "Consider it payment for wasting 6 years of my life." She smirked. "Don't worry. You can start over if anyone would hire you." She left that night. I sat in our half-empty apartment, surrounded by the empty spaces where her things used to be. But here's what Ella doesn't know. I'm not the same guy who would have begged her to stay. That guy died when I heard her laugh at me through the bedroom door. The next day, I started making calls. Turns out, Dale isn't the great guy he pretends to be, and that dream life he promised her, let's just say reality, is about to hit hard. It's been 6 days. She's already tried calling me twice, but I haven't picked up. Each time, I watch the phone ring and smile because while she thinks she broke me, she has no idea what's coming. I have more to tell, but this post is long enough. I'll update soon about what happened next. Trust me, it's worth waiting for. Update. Thanks for all the support on my last post. A lot has happened in the past week, and karma is hitting harder than I expected. Remember how Ella thought Dale's beach condo would be their perfect love nest? Turns out it's a rundown apartment he rents above a noisy bar. Welcome to paradise, honey, but let me start over. The morning after Ella left, I began making calls. First, I cancelled her line on our joint phone plan without thinking. Then I froze our joint credit cards and removed her from my car insurance. Small actions, but they add up. The big news came when I met with Sarah, one of the other trainers at the gym. She messaged me on Instagram after seeing Ella's relationship status change. It turns out Dale has a bad reputation. He's done this before, 3 times. He finds unhappy married women, convinces them they deserve better, and moves them into his shabby apartment. When they run out of money or he gets bored, he kicks them out. He bragged about it to everyone, calling it his renovation project, finding women, who need better lives than their boring husbands. Ella wasn't special. She was just the latest target. Sarah had screenshots of Dale's old Facebook posts showing the pattern. She gave them to me without hesitation. He's ruining our reputation as trainers. Plus, he stole 2 of my clients with his nonsense. The next day, Ella started calling me, first from random numbers, then from her friends' phones. I didn't answer, but her voicemails told the story. The beach condo was temporary. Dale needed her to help pay rent. Her new life wasn't what she thought it would be. Then I got a text from Riley, Ella's best friend. Dale kicked her out of bed at 5 a.m. for his morning clients. She's sleeping on a futon while he works. This isn't what she expected, but here's where it gets interesting. Remember that $46,000 she took? Our joint account had rules. It was meant for household expenses and bills. I had proof she sent it directly to Dale. One call to the bank's fraud department, and things got serious. 2 days ago, Dale's gym manager, Kristen, called me. Not about a restraining order this time. Apparently, Dale has been using the gym's client list to find his targets. He's been promising special one-on-one sessions against the rules. Kristen was shocked when I showed her the evidence from Sarah. We've had complaints, she admitted. But this is worse. He's taking advantage of our clients. Yesterday, Ella finally got through on my work phone. She was crying, saying Dale had changed once they moved in together. He's controlling, obsessed with his routine, and expects me to pay for everything since I have all that money. She didn't know he'd been fired from the gym or that 3 other women had complained about him. I made a mistake, she cried. The apartment is terrible. He spends all day at the gym, comes home late smelling like perfume. When I asked him, he said I was just as boring as you were. I hung up without saying anything. This morning, I received an email from our bank. They're looking into the transfer as possible fraud. Dale's account is frozen. Ella's been cut off from our money. She can't even get into our Netflix account. The best part? I drove by Dale's place yesterday and saw him with another woman, probably his next target. Ella was walking up with groceries right when they were kissing goodbye. The shouting match could be heard from my car. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not planning revenge. I'm just letting their choices bring them down. Ella wanted excitement. She got it. She wanted to feel special. Now she knows how special she was to Dale. My lawyer says our divorce will be simple, especially with proof of where the money went. I'm getting everything back, plus her share of the house for misusing our money. I've started going to the gym too, a different one of course. Turns out, spite is a great motivator. Every time I think of them, I do another set. I've already lost 15 pounds. There's more coming. Dale's former victims are speaking out, and the gym's corporate office is investigating. Ella is realizing she threw away a good life for a con man, and I'm just watching it all happen. More updates soon. The next part is even better. Edit. Wow, this blew up. Thanks for the awards and support. To answer some questions. Yes, the gym is taking action against Dale. Yes, I'm keeping the house. Edit 2. To those saying I'm too harsh. She took our savings, cheated for months, and laughed at me. I'm going to make her regret what she did. Update 2. If you haven't seen my previous posts, check my profile. TLDR. My wife emptied our accounts and left me for her gym trainer, Dale. But karma has been hitting hard. These past 2 weeks have been crazy. Remember I said karma was just starting? Well, it hit like a freight train, and I barely had to do anything. First off, thank you for all the support on my last post. You were right. Staying calm and letting things unfold was the smart choice. Here's what's been happening. Last Tuesday, I was having coffee on my porch when Ella's car screeched into the driveway. She looked nothing like the self-assured woman who left me. Her expensive highlights were fading, and she wore the same clothes I saw her in 3 days ago. "Open the door!" she screamed, banging on it so hard my doorbell camera was going crazy. "I know you're in there! You ruined everything!" I stayed on my porch sipping my coffee. The door's unlocked. "Ella, come around back if you want to talk." She stormed around, mascara running down her face. "You had no right to contact his wife. Who told you about Riley?" "Oh yes, Riley, Dale's wife, whom he never mentioned to Ella. Turns out our boy Dale has a pattern. Get a job at nice gyms, charm wealthy clients, convince them to leave their partners, take their money, then disappear. But this time, he picked the wrong person. We weren't wealthy, and I wasn't going to stay quiet. I didn't contact anyone, I calmly said, but maybe check his phone next time before you clear out our accounts for him. She collapsed into a chair, crying. It turns out Dale's beach condo was actually a shabby rental he had for a week. The money she took from our account? He tricked her into sending it to his investment account for their fresh start. Guess who hasn't seen any of it since he changed his passwords? She cried. He won't answer me. Riley showed up at the rental yesterday with divorce papers. I'm the fourth one this year, she said. The fourth. I took another sip of coffee. That's tough. Want to know what's tougher? Having your wife of 8 years take all your money and throw your wedding ring away. She tried to play the victim. I was confused. He tricked me. You have to help me get the money back. No, I don't, I replied. But I helped you with something else. Check your work email. While she was busy playing house with Dale, I was busy too. Remember when she said Dale's gym manager had a restraining order ready? Funny thing about gym managers, they don't like it when their trainers take advantage of clients, especially when those clients' spouses send them proof of the scam. Dale's not just fired, he's banned from every major gym in the area. His certification is under review too. Turns out sleeping with clients and running scams is against the rules. They suspended my membership, she wailed. Everyone at the gym knows. Sarah from spin class blocked me on Facebook. My own sister won't talk to me. That's what happens when you brag about your amazing new life with your trainer. While still married, I shrugged. For the next hour, she cried, screamed, and begged. She's staying with her parents now. They made her get a COVID test before letting her inside, thinking she caught something from Dale. Her dad called me later to apologize. It turns out Dale told her I was abusive, boring, and probably cheating. She believed him. The karma keeps coming. Dale's wife, Riley, she's been through this with him for years. Every time he pulls this scam, she takes him back after he gives her some money. They go after wealthy women, but this time they picked a construction worker's wife with joint accounts that I had already emptied, except for the money Ella took. They messed up. Ella has called me 47 times today. She wants to talk about getting back together, says she'll go to counseling, that she's changed, and she misses our boring life. Her last message, I'll do anything to fix this, please. You don't understand what it's like having nowhere to go. Actually, I do understand because for a few days there, while she posted beach selfies with Dale, I was sleeping on my friend Vernon's couch, eating ramen and planning my next move. Funny how life works out. I've moved all my stuff to a new place, changed my phone numbers, and upgraded my home security. The divorce papers will be sent to her parents' house tomorrow. She can keep the money. It's worth every penny to be free of her. The house? I'm selling it. I've already had 3 offers above the asking price. The housing market is good right now. The money I secretly saved for her dream kitchen remodel, that's my down payment on a new place. Smaller, but it's mine. I know this is long. But one last thing. Thank you, Ella. Seriously, you showed me who you are, and in doing so, you set me free to become who I needed to be. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not even hurt. I'm just free. Final update coming soon. Trust me, it gets better. DU, since so many are asking, yes, I'm keeping the dog. She's snoring next to me right now, probably dreaming about the treats that Jackson from the pet store keeps sneaking her. At least someone loves me unconditionally. Final update. It's been 2 months since my last update, and it's been a crazy ride. First, thank you all for your support. Your messages kept me going through tough times. Now let me tell you how everything finally fell apart for Ella and Dale. Remember how I said Dale's beach condo was really a dingy apartment he rented? Well, it gets better. Last week, Ella discovered she wasn't the first wife he tricked into draining their joint accounts. She was the third. The other 2 women reached out to me on Facebook after seeing my posts about the gym situation. The day everything fell apart started normally. I was having coffee at my usual spot when I got a call from an unknown number. It was Ella crying hard. Dale's gone, she sobbed. He took everything, the money, my car, even my phone. I had to borrow someone else's phone to call you. You were right about everything. I laughed. Really? The perfect Dale? The guy who is everything I'm not? That Dale? She started yelling about how I had to help her, how she had nowhere to go. Her parents wouldn't answer her calls anymore because they saw the evidence on Facebook that I sent them. The gym fired Dale for messing with several clients, and she lost her job after missing too many work shifts during her romantic getaway. Remember when you tossed your wedding ring in the trash? I calmly asked. That's where you belong right now. She showed up at my door that evening, mascara running down her face. Through my security camera, I watched her pound on the door for 20 minutes, shouting that she was sorry, that she made a huge mistake. Daniel, please, I know you're in there. Everything went wrong. Dale was lying about everything. He's not even a certified trainer. He faked his credentials. Please, I have nowhere else to go. I opened the door, but didn't let her in. She looked awful, still wearing the fancy workout clothes from 2 months ago, but now they were wrinkled and dirty. Her once fit body hadn't worked out in weeks. What happened to the money? I asked, even though I already knew. She broke down completely. It turned out Dale made her invest the $46,000 from our account into a fake fitness supplement business. I was shocked. The business didn't even exist. He had been running this scam at different gyms across 3 states. I was so foolish, she cried. You were a good husband. I threw everything away for nothing. No, I said. You threw everything away for Dale. There's a difference. Then I showed her my phone. I had a text conversation with Riley, the pretty receptionist from my office, who's been bringing me lunch lately. We had dinner plans that night. Ella's face changed from desperate to furious in seconds. Already found someone new, huh? Couldn't wait a few months. I smiled. Actually, Riley's been asking me out for a year. I always said no because I was married to you. Loyal, remember. But now I'm free to date someone who actually values me. She lost it, screaming that I had planned all of this, that I must have known about Dale all along and set her up. Classic Ella, always blaming someone else. The house is in my name, I reminded her. The car you drove off in was also in my name, which is why I reported it stolen when Dale took it. Your parents know everything, your job is gone, and that perfect trainer you left me for, he's probably running the same scam on another gym right now. I'll tell everyone what a terrible person you are, she threatened. I shrugged. Go ahead, everyone already knows the truth. I made sure of that. Then I did something that felt amazing. I closed the door in her face. Through the camera, I watched her sink to her knees on my porch, crying. 10 minutes later, an Uber picked her up. I went on my date with Riley that night. We had a great time. She knows my whole story and says, I'm nothing like the boring loser Ella described. Turns out when you're not being constantly put down by someone who's supposed to love you, you can actually be fun. Karma wasn't done yet. Yesterday, I got a call from Sarah, Dale's first victim. The police caught him trying to run the same scam at a gym in another state. He's facing fraud charges from multiple women. Ella, last I heard, she's living with her sister and working at a fast food place. Since no dental office will hire her with her recent work history, she keeps making new social media accounts to message me, switching between begging for another chance and cursing my existence. Me? I'm doing better than ever. The house is peaceful. I'm sleeping well. I started going to a different gym with Riley. She's into rock climbing, and I've actually lost 20 pounds. Not because anyone pressured me, but because I wanted to. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting foolish people face the results of their bad choices. Edit. To everyone asking, yes, I'm keeping the ring. I'm going to sell it and take Riley somewhere nice. Edit 2. Stop asking for Dale's full name or the gym location. I won't share that info. A final edit. This is my last update on this situation. Life is too good to keep looking back. If you enjoyed this Reddit story and want to hear more, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more thrilling content. Your support means a lot. Thank you for being part of this journey.